So now we've taken a turn at creating graphs by hand. Let's see what Google Sheets can do for us. So we're going to use the same data sets that we used yesterday. I'm going to start with our number of deer per month. So the first thing we need to do is make a data table. So we're going to month number of deer. So in September, October. Now, let me show you some cool Google Sheets tricks. I might have shown you some of these before, but if we select both of these cells, get the little blue box here, we put September, October. We keep dragging it down. Oops, we went too far. Didn't need much. It'll fill in those months for us. Kind of cool. Makes our life a little bit easier. And then we're going to go 38 deer in September, 32 in October, 26, 20, 15, and 12. So there is our data. So now that we've input our data, we're going to select it. I'm going to go Insert, Chart. And we're going to get the chart editor. You can see it already put in a nice chart for us. Look at that. So we've got September, October, but we want a bar chart. So we're going to go over here to chart type. There's two tabs over here in our chart editor. So notice over here I'm in the chart editor. We've got the setup tab and the customize tab. We're going to start in setup, and we want to choose a column chart. They call it a column chart in Google. Now you can see we have the bars on our graph. So now we've got our bar graph. And let's customize. We're going to click on the Customize tab now. And let's change that title a little bit. Number of deer counted by month. And that's our title. And you can do things with the title font and the title font size and things like that if you like to. Maybe you want to have your title text color match your bars. So then we're going to go to the horizontal axis, which is this one. Actually, I don't think we need to change that. It's by month and it lists the months. I think we're good to go. And over here, our horizontal axis, open that up. And we're going to look for the actual label. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Those are up here. The axis titles are also up here in chart and axis titles. So what we have to do is click this drop down, and we're going to go to the vertical axis title. And instead of number sign, let's do number. And we don't need to put units on there because it's just a count. So we are pretty good here. And now we've got a bar graph and our data table. One more thing actually before we move on. If you want to change the color of your bars, let me go back and do that again. We go to Series and then Format Color. And click that drop down and go dark red. And close that up. And now our graph is ready to go. So now, next we'll move on to our line graph. So now we're ready for our next graph. I'm going to move this around just a little bit. See if we can move the things around a little bit. Okay, so now what we need to do, first let's name this sheet. So if you double click on the sheet, let's call it deer. And now we know what that one is. Now we're going to create a new sheet inside our sheets file. So click plus, and now we get a new sheet. And this is going to be our bacteria graph. So we're going to build our table, data table, and it's number of days and number of bacteria. Here we've got 1, 2, and again, same thing. Can select those and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the bacteria numbers we'll have to put in. So it's 4, 16, 40, 80, 100, and 200. So there's our data. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to select the whole data set, insert, chart. And Google's going to think, and they created a line chart for us. So that made it easy peasy. So we're going to move this over just a little bit so we can still see our data. Got a line chart, and that's correct. So we're good there. And now let's check out. We've got number of days down here. That looks good. Let's change that title, though. I'm not a fan of that title. So got setup. We want to be in the setup side. Oh no, customize for chart and axis titles. So we go to the chart title. And so let's just change these to letters. So number of bacteria grown over 6 days. 6 days. Okay. So there's our title for our entire chart. And now got number of days, number of bacteria. That's a count, so we don't need any units. Those are good there. And it looks like we're all set. So we've got our line chart now. And again, you can do fun stuff like go to series and change the color and go purple this time. So we've got purple bacteria chart. And there you go. Now you've created a bacteria chart. For the last 2 data sets, you've got your hours of study and grade. And the final one is temperature and enzyme activity. You're going to go ahead and create those on your own. So good luck.